right, welcome back. Yeah, I've made some progress. Actually, I started with this area right over here, and I extended it a bit into this not so beautiful area. Not yet. But it will grow, it will become something that I can be proud of. This is the plan. I sure hope this works out alright. I always do. This is one of those rare planned pieces. I already know what the image is going to look like. As a result, or because of my foresight into what this will look like, I don't see too many flourishes in this area. Let me show you what a flourish is. Here's a flourish. If I just do like wee, wee, and I have to say wee while I do that because otherwise it's not a flourish. Wee. Right? That's a flourish. And this is not interesting, really. Could be more interesting, but not so interesting. I don't want it to be too interesting, not on this paper, otherwise I'll feel like Banksy. I put that masterpiece on the wall and now it's going to be torn down. Point being is that when I have something that is worked up already, there's not a whole lot of room to maneuver inventively. And therefore, I have these shapes that just are lackluster. You know, they're not so inspirational yet. But it's part of the larger picture. And so what I am concentrating on is a lot of it is shape, because I want to replicate what I've already done as close as possible because I've signed off on it, more or less. But I'm also concerned with technique. Whereas if I'm drawing something that is from nothing, it's just a blank piece of paper, no forethought, then I'm also concerned with composition, with the balance, what shape is going to be created, and then from there I fill in the gradients and the tones and the textures, whatnot. Yeah, the opacity of each area. But here I'm just focused mostly on the line and the shading. So that's what I'll be doing in this area right here. I'm going to lay down some key lines right around in here. And once I have the key lines down, I feel better about proceeding, because I can just plow forward and do what needs to be done. All right, so let's do it. Let's do what needs to be done. The nib has been extracted, and the glasses have now been removed and gently placed to the side. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay, well, I think now is a good time to start the real-time time. Let's do the real-time time. You can see what this whole ballpoint pen thing is all about. It's about pressure. It's about stroke. It's about lower backache. Yeah. It hurts so good. So what I'm doing here is not pressing too hard. That's what I am doing. I am not pressing all that hard. A little bit harder than if I were to try and make this really, really, really soft, but not all that hard. A little harder, less hard. This area right here looks a bit gray, not black. And sometimes I like it. Just leave it alone. But I don't want it to be splotchy. So I will move in and work on it until it feels fairly even. As even as I can make it. This is what's time consuming, is all this layering. This is not thin paper. This is like a high quality poster board. It's not quite a hot press or cold press. It's not real stiff. I mounted it on a stiffer board, but yeah, it's like poster board basically, which is good because I have a large area that I have to cover with ink, very large, like this big. That's coming up later. And if I were to do that, and when I do that, when I cover large areas with ink on my standard paper, it buckles. It buckles. Which is not good because you don't want to, I mean, for obvious reasons, it's not good, but you don't want to mount your paper onto a solid backing with some type of a glue. Don't do it. Because may not be as obvious to some, but there's a lot of chemicals in glue that can either eat your paper over the years, it doesn't take long, really, or discolor your paper. And ultimately, the usual bonds will lose their strength, and you'll have discolored drawing or drawing of the paper that's been eaten away, and it won't be mounted anymore after 10 years, 20 years. So you want your paper to be mounted with archival tape, or like you can cut notches in your paper to put it behind. There's lots of ways to do. Do not use glue on your paper unless it's archival glue, and that may exist, but I'm not sure. I don't know. do is I'll just put this paper on a hard backing, and underneath the mat that I place over it, I will have some archival tape or some slots in the paper that'll fit into it. Overnight here. So we're finished today. Let's pick this up later, shall we? Yes, we